Hello, friends, and welcome to the Cinemondo trailer reaction show.
Smooth.
That's
With
why we
Kathy
let
and
him
Mark.
do intros. That is backwards.
I put my finger in Mark's ear.
Yeah. Wrong way. Go ahead. Try it again.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Anyway, we're going to talk about Dexter New Blood coming to Showtime very soon. Of course,
I'm
we
pretty
love
excited
Dexter.
about this new Dexter.
The
I think
first Dexter ran for what, 7 or 8 years, and the first
Yeah.
first 4 or 5 were great, and then it started to fade away. But I'm excited.
Oh,
for
and
this
just had
new-
one of the worst finales of all time.
Yeah.
Just
So-
terrible. I know that probably people going to come. Yeah, I think, you know what's funny? We say you have a lot of opinions about movies and TV, and people like throw back at us like, you're wrong. It was good. And it's like, no one has defended Dexter when we did that other review either, because everybody knows that finale sucked.
I
That's
was
why I
never
would
a
love-
fan. I tried to watch Dexter. I heard so much about it, and I liked that actor when he was in 6 Feet Under, and it sounded like an interesting concept, but it sounded more to me like a single episode of CSI or something. You know what I mean?
No, it was very,
And
very different.
The idea of carrying a premise where a serial killer kills people, bad people or something. It's like, how long can you run with that? And
Well, you can only run for a couple of seasons, but
Yeah.
then what happened? They also changed showrunners and stuff, and it just went downhill. It got so ridiculous and like eye-rollingly bad that it was hardcore. But the first couple of years, I thought were really excellent. Must-see TV for me, anyway.
Yeah, I thought they were good too. They had like a kind of like sort of a subtle comedy aspect to it. Maybe not even that subtle. But he was really good, and kind of like there was some, breaking the fourth wall kind of moments. And I think the concept of someone who does vigilante justice, like especially someone who can prove that the person is guilty. Like, it was very important to him that he didn't kill anyone who wasn't guilty. So he had all the blood evidence. He was a forensic, what he studied, like blood spatter or forensic analysis. And so he would have the evidence, know they were guilty. He would purposely try and prove they were guilty behind the scenes if someone got let go during a trial. Then he would go and like kill this person. But the problem is, that was a great premise. But then as the seasons went on, he started breaking these rules, and he was sort of just killing people indiscriminately. And he didn't care they might have been bad, but he wasn't following his own rules. And I feel like when you rip that away, the show kind of became formless. And they also had like really unbelievable relationships that were going on in there that you just hated everyone. And I hated it, but I love the idea of like he positioned himself, like he was talking to the camera, like narrative voiceover, and sometimes at camera about like, having to, as a sociopath, having to imitate people's emotional reactions to things. Like he had a relationship, but he said he was just kind of pretending to be in a relationship so he looked normal. And so here's this poor woman who is in a relationship with him, and he's not, emotionally giving because he doesn't know how to do it, but he's kind of pretending to do it. I thought that was a great idea, but they just didn't know where to go with that.
right.
Yeah, it just like to Burke's point, I think it was something that could go for maybe 10 episodes or 20, but then when you start going into season 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, new serial killers, all this other stuff that it's too much. It was so ridiculous.
Well, they became very cartoony serial killers. They weren't very believable. It got kind of silly. Yeah, but I'm excited about this because I like that he's getting a whole fresh new. He was based in Florida in the original. They're going to put him in the upper, like northeast. I think they said, where it was, it somewhere like Montana, not Montana. That's not northeast. Hello, geography.
No, I thought it was
somewhere in New York.
Oh, is that what it is? New York?
I
Okay.
don't know.
I thought
idea.
it was Montana-ish.
Lots
or
of pine
Alaska.
trees, and it looks cold.
Anyway, let's watch the
that's
trailer.
nice.
The second teaser trailer.
Montana
let's watch.
coastal towns.
Let's see if they give us more information than the first one. Let's go.
Okay.
So should we watch the trailer?
That's what we're waiting for.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll talk about Montana some more.
How come the trailer ain't playing? There it is.
How are you feeling right now?
Well, it's been a whirlwind. I've always had my demons, and so I went away.
What's up, Jumbo? Hey, Mr. Lindsay.
But sometimes I have an urge too strong to ignore. Whoa! Easy there.
What is the problem?
Yeah, I kind of have a thing about blood. Every day I walk through this world, faking it. Knowing if someone knows who I am, that's it. This is all about blending in.
Okay.
So I like the it always had this sort of little humorous overtone, this sort of self-awareness. So I kind of like the idea that, he's kind of like, whoa, hold on there, knowing full well he could easily kill this guy in like 1 second. And also the fact that Dexter is reinvented himself as a small town kind of, businessman or, shop owner, and he has a weapon store, which is also kind of funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm easily entertained. I don't know.
I like Michael C. Hall, and I'm going to give this a shot. But it's impossible to tell from the trailer. It gives you a little taste, of course, but hopefully it goes more for the first season, and it's a little more subtle and not just crazy over the top cartoony stuff. Who knows?
Well, it looks like it's sort of centered more on, is anyone going to recognize him or figure out who he is, or it's almost like Dexter on the run.
We know that not only because we saw it, but we heard him actually say that in the in the narration. But I feel like it's just sort of another one of those sort of obvious things, like, oh, he's a serial killer, so somebody's playing with a knife, and he's like, oh, hold on there. It just, to me, it just seemed, and then all the shots of him looking at knives, close-ups of the razor, and he's opening, and it's like, okay, he's struggling with his urge to kill, and then he's sharpening the blade, and then he's got another knife, and it's like, I don't know, it just seems so obvious. I mean, obvious ways of telling that same kind of thing. I don't know. It doesn't look appealing to me at all.
Okay. Anyway, so, I mean, I'm invested in the character. I'm invested in Michael C. Hall. I care about, I want them to explain their terrible ending to me. I want them to make it right. I think that's one of my main things, is I really want them to turn that around, because I think Dexter deserved better. I read the books this was based on, the whole thing about the Dark Passenger and all that.
Right.
I love the idea that, he separates himself from himself as having this dark passenger who tells him what to do. I become the dark passenger, instead of taking responsibility for the bad things he was doing. That was always his struggle, was trying to come to terms with the fact that he covered for his urges to want to do these horrible things by saying, but I'm doing a good thing, So I like that idea. And it seems like here he's really trying not to do the thing he wants to do. And so me seeing him play with knives is very fun for me, because I'm like, when's he going to finally do it? Because he's going to do it. When's he going to do it? He's going to do it. So I like seeing him play with the little teasers of him, with weapons. It's just, I don't know. It promises something kind of fun to me.
Well, I don't know if they're going to answer what happened, why the series died, because it's a whole new world. I think maybe they're just trying to say, forget that.
Well, no, not really, because at the end of and I hope everyone's seen Dexter already, but at the end he moved to the northeast, and he tried to disappear as a lumberjack. That was his whole, he went way into the wilderness, but he's still around weapons. He's still using an axe. He's still. Yeah. So I like the idea he's trying to reinvent himself, but there he is staring at an axe going, yeah, I used to use those.
Well, obviously something's going to happen. It's 10 episodes. So something I don't know if it's going to be they're going to revisit what happened in Miami and just it's just he's
Please
here.
Don't.
Well, I hope
Please
not.
Don't.
Yeah. So
everybody hated the finale. Everybody knows the finale was terrible. And I think that they really want to go, let's just like Dexter, let's put that behind us and try and I think it's more interesting to try and explore the idea that we have this man who's committed all these terrible murders, and he's sort of this anonymous, Mr. Nobody in a small town that no one would suspect of doing anything terrible. And I like the idea of, someone hiding out and, us knowing who he is and no one else knowing who he is. And he's actually looks like he's kind of charming people like he usually does.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to me just to see him without the Florida trappings, like the cool music and the fun beaches and the weird, the beachy clothes. That was so much of what Dexter was.
Right. Yeah,
And
it's
now they have him
it,
not
it
these
feels
bright-
like a fresh start or
Yeah.
new blood, as they said. So
Mhm.
we'll see. We'll see what
Yeah.
Showtime has to offer us.
He's a
coming
great
up.
actor, so I'm very interested in seeing what he does with this. I think
Yeah.
we've all gotten older and learned some things.
All right, Dexter
All
New Blood
right.
coming to Showtime in a couple of months.
All right. Looking
That's the
forward to it. When does it come out?
Oh,
November.
goodness
I think it's
gracious.
November, end of November, I think is when it comes
End of
out.
November. Okay.
Good
couple
time
months
because
out.
it'll be kind of cold. Well, not here, but it'll be cold somewhere. It'll be wintry. The holidays are happening upon us, and now we have Dexter, which will be kind of awesome.
Yeah. Nice.
All
All
right.
right, we'll check it out. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
The Earth is invaded by indestructible moon monsters.